Hi, I'm Rob, and this is Helen, and this is Belle, and we've known Karen since Belle was a tiny little baby. Do you remember how small you were when we first met Karen?
Tiny.
You were a tiny baby.
Tiny little girl. So we first decided to contact Karen when Belle was about 2.5 years old. We'd been through a lot of upheaval in our lives that was having a big impact on Belle and her ability to be able to fall asleep at night. So we just bought a new house, we were renovating, Belle had moved schools, we just had a visit from some family from overseas too. So a very unsettled period, and it was having a big impact on us as a family, particularly Rob and I as a couple. We were arguing, we were very stressed. We were absolutely exhausted really, and we'd hit rock bottom. And it had a big impact on obviously Belle too, and she was just exhausted all the time. She wasn't really going to sleep until about 9:30 at night. And unfortunately, I suppose we'd contacted and spoken to lots of other professionals with regards to getting help with what we might do with Belle, and most of their advice had been to let her cry. And we actually did try this on a couple of occasions, and as parents, it really distressed us to feel that we were locking our little girl in a darkened room and leaving her to cry, because we felt that was a period of time that she really needed emotional support from us, and it felt to us like we were doing the wrong thing. We contacted a couple of different people with regards to the kind of help that we might be able to get from Belle, and a lot of their help entailed filling in lengthy forms and then giving feedback and advice via the internet. And we knew that we were doing something wrong, and we knew that somebody giving written feedback to us just wasn't going to work for us. We needed somebody in our home that was going to come and analyse what we were doing and to be able to give us advice there that we might be able to act upon. So we thought back to when Belle was a baby, and the person that had, I suppose, been most instrumental in terms of giving us help and advice had been Karen. We'd had regular visits with her at the pharmacy, and we'd been lucky enough and been incredibly fortunate that Belle had been a tremendous sleeper up until this point. And so we decided to give Karen a call, and I knew straight away from the minute that she picked up the phone that she was the right person to help us with this. She listened to everything that I had to say and assured me there and then that we would have a fix to this problem. And just to hear that from Karen, a person who I trusted from when Belle was very little, just was an instant relief, just to kind of know that there was somebody that had our back and somebody that was going to be able to help us solve this problem that was really just having a huge impact on us as a family. So Karen came that night, which was just unbelievable. Like, I called Rob, it was lunchtime for me, and I called Rob and I said, "We've got Karen and she's coming tonight." And he was like, "Amazing, let's just do this." Karen walked into the bedroom and was able to instantly point out a whole array of things that really just weren't conducive to sleep. Multitude of toys on the bed, a light that was far too bright, and basically just many things in the bedroom that were just a complete distraction to a 2.5-year-old being able to fall asleep at night. So that first night was horrendous, I think, really. Belle cried, but she cried and I was sat next to the bed with her the whole time. And when she stopped crying, I was able to sit and hold her hand. And for me, that just felt right. As a parent who felt unable to leave my child to cry, it felt as if I was doing the right thing by her and I was supporting her in a time of emotional need. But that she knew that I was giving her attention and energy when she was doing the right thing. And that was incredibly powerful for us to know that we had taken control of that situation for the first time in a long time. And we'd taken control, but at the same time, she knew that we were still there for her. And just to have Karen there in the room as well was a big deal. Like, to be able to keep looking over at her and catching her eye and her giving us the reassurance, or her modelling or showing to us what we should be doing with our body language was massive. Because as I said before, we knew that we were doing the wrong thing, but we just didn't know how to do it. And we needed somebody to actually physically show it. Reading in a book, talking to somebody on the phone just wasn't going to cut it for us. And then every night from there on in, things just got easier and easier. And of course there were little humps in the road, and that's to be expected. She's a little person, you know, and has a personality, and things affect that. But we now have the strategies to be able to deal with those humps in the road, which we just didn't have before. So the difference in our behaviour now is that we're consistent, we're timely, and we're in charge and we're in control in that bedroom at the end of the day, and that just hadn't happened before. And Karen gave us the skills and the techniques that we needed to take that control back, and we now have our lives back again. Belle now goes to bed within an average of, she's asleep within an average of 5 minutes. She's happy. She wakes up in the morning on her own. She is just a different child, and we just can't thank Karen enough for how she really has given us our lives back. And on our way here this morning, our little girl said to us, "Why are we going to see Karen?" And my husband said, "Because Mummy and Daddy like each other again and they don't argue." And I think really that is just the perfect summary of how this journey has been completed for us, and how we really have all just got our lives back.